What's next? So as we learn from our errors and mistakes, and it's certainly good to do some experimentation out there. I would like to, continue to get more cover crop species, and for a greater number of days of the year. So ideally, we'd have a growing root to 365 days of year to make sure we're feeding that biology throughout the year there. Then I'd like to look at some other ways instead of spraying to kill the cover crops in the spring. There's some new technologies out there. They're a little bit far out, but I was around for the day when we had the old B John Deere and a 2-row cultivator. Well, I don't want to cultivate, but if I can find a way to knock that down, maybe band spray the row and maybe mow or something in between it to kind of keep reducing the cost of that input and keep that cover crop biomass on the ground to protect the soil and to feed the biology, I would like to keep walking down that direction if we can.
I think for myself, I started out simple, right? I started out with one species last year, and so I think for me, it's okay, starting to add multiple ones to it and trying to find the right mix, I guess, going forward. And it just, I think as we all said, it takes time to go figure that out, and then how do I fine tune this thing going forward? I gave the example I VT'd mine in last year. Can I move to a drill instead of using the VT going forward, right? So those are kind of the next steps for me in looking at this.
Well, what's next for me? I guess probably the biggest thing is that we're going to add more acres, but I also want to try to figure out what's our rate of return on this. There's not really a good model to say what really is our rate of return on that. I mean, we can see benefits in the soil, we can see benefits in weed control, we can see benefits in maybe yield, but really, what is that and what's that rate of return? Let's put a number on it and try to figure that out. So, but another thing next for me is to a lot of guys are taking out fence and I'm building fence. I'm going to keep putting up more fence and I'm going to keep grazing more cows. I see such a huge benefit from that. And there's nothing prettier than going out there and seeing and Paul, you know this, seeing a whole bunch of red cows out there with black noses from digging up turnips, right? And seeing that feed cost go down. So that's what's next for me, is to continue doing some of those things and just adding little things as we go.